Hi everybody, welcome to another Facebook Live with Jeannie. I'm Jeannie Nielsen, the Card Lady, and I'm very excited to be here today. You've been on my page, you've seen that I've shared already once. I had a winner for my Scoops promotion for the summer. Martha is the lucky winner. It was for anybody that placed a $40 order with me, for each $40 I should say. Came to events, purchased kits, promoted, qualified on my team. Recruited for my team, anybody. So you got lots of scoops for all kinds of events. And Martha came to just about every event and purchased just about every kit that I did. So she is a very deserving winner. I have to say that I had 135 people that were able to earn scoops with this promotion. So that was really, really cool. And some people earned as much as 23 scoops because they did everything and they were just such loyal followers. And I wish I could do this for everybody. And maybe I will when I earn the trip. Who knows? Anyway, I, as you know, went to New Orleans this past weekend and I came back with COVID. But no worries, I'm good. I'm good. I didn't get any magic medicine to help me feel better, but it's passing and every day is a little bit better. And today I have lots of energy and I changed my sheets and did lots of laundry and I designed a class and I am doing my Facebook Live, so it's all good. So thank you so much for joining me. Anyway, I'm going to share two things, two cards that I'm going to make. They are going to use the Apple Harvest Bundle. That's one of the Partnering Pairs bundles that is featured in September by Stampin' Up. These dies are only available in September and possibly only while supplies last. So make sure that you get them early if you like them. I happen to love this stamp set. This is the stamp set that I'm using for my retreat, which is on September 24th. I have just about 20 people signed up for it. I'm really, really excited. And I've been working on the goodie bags and arranging for treats and oh my goodness, it's the pillow gifts, unbelievable. Anyway, love to see all you guys joining me. I'm so excited. I wish that I could see you once I flip down. I actually don't know if it's going to work when I flip down. This morning when I did it, I could see that I could flip and I could show you guys everything. And when I just tried to do it before, the option was gone, but now my screen looks the same at the bottom again. So who knows? If not, I'll try to stamp upside down. I actually have done most of the stamping and prepping already because I wasn't sure how it was going to feel. But thank you guys all for joining me. I'm really excited to see you. If you are wondering, I had a fabulous time in Louisiana at New Orleans. We had a parade. Stampin' Up! Did a parade. They shut down the streets for us. They had a police detail. They got a marching band. They gave us all the props. We had spectators, lots and lots of spectators. They gave us beads to throw. I didn't know I was supposed to throw beads. I didn't throw beads. I kept all the beads. Anyway, I'm not a very good Mardi Gras person. But I did end up coming back, like I said, with more than souvenirs. I came back with COVID, but I'm good. So let's flip down and show you the cards. I want to show you something else. This year has been a remarkable year. I've had the best year with sales. I just hit a sales bonus. And you know that I hit 200,000 earlier this year. So this is two bonuses this year. And I'm working on the incentive trip. I want to show you how far I am. I think I actually am at 38,000 points, which means I just need 2,000 points by the end of September. I'll be hitting you guys up, you know that. But I can't tell because the reports aren't updated. It's driving me crazy. But I want to show you my colorful chart. It's so cool. And if you notice that I don't have goals, it's not that I don't have goals. My goals are so big I couldn't have fit them in the spaces anyway. So let's see if I'm going to be able to flip down. Nope, it's going to be fun. I'm going to be upside down and backwards. These options are not there. For some reason, like I said, this morning it was good. This afternoon, not so much. But that's okay. That's life, right? And we're going to roll with the punches because who cares? I'll show you a picture of the card. I'll actually post both cards to the page when I update. You know how I like to change like the thumbnail that you see? You'll see the right side up card then. So let's put my glasses on. Let's flip down. Yeah, boy, oh boy, this is crazy. I don't even know why. Oh, thank you guys for all your congratulations. Yeah, this is crazy. I can't even do it. Okay, we're going to flip down. Here we go. here's everything. And you see, this is my paper. I'm just about to 38,000. I was 200 away, and I placed, there was an order placed today, which made me hit 38,000, but it doesn't look official. So anyway, isn't that beautiful? What a beautiful chart. Okay, and we're going to Norway, not the Baltic, because they thought it was a little safer than going past Russia, which I'm all for, even though I really did want to go to Copenhagen, because my husband is Danish. Nielsen, of course, you know, that's Danish. Okay, so what I decided to do today, and I'm going to show you a couple tips and tricks with these cards, things that I learned along the way so that you don't have to bother learning them. I'm using the Splendid Day Paper. Now, the Splendid Day Paper is one of the items on the weekly sale. It's a specialty paper. It goes for $15, but it's on sale for $12 this month. Nope, not even this month. This week. I don't believe it's while supplies last, but you know what? If they run out, it is while supplies last. The week started yesterday and it'll end on Wednesday night. So if you really, really like this paper, like I do, look at this beautiful paper. And yes, I've already torn into it. I've already worked on it. And you're going to see one of the cards I used using this Apple Harvest bundle. And this paper, I tried to stick to this paper or the color schemes and whatever. You're going to see in just a second. But it is a foil paper, but it's not foil like our traditional foils. Or actually, I guess I have to say I didn't try doing anything on our foils like I did with this. I want to show you something that I did. I thought that what I would do is, this is one of the papers. It's the pink on this side. Ooh, let's go back in here. Okay, it's the pink on this side, and on the other side, it has this beautiful rose gold foil. So I thought what I would do, you can see it probably, I stamped it with Stays On. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot of white. It lifted the color right off of the paper because it is a regular paper on one side and then the foil. So it's not as thick or as heavy as our foils. So like I said, I don't know if this would work with our foils if I use Stays On, but I thought Memento isn't going to work. So I would do Stays On. And like I said, it lifted it right off. So just a hint, don't stamp with Stays On this paper. That's the first thing. So then I said, okay, well, maybe I'll stamp with Memento. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, where is it? It's this right here. I can't see because I'm upside down. You know, the thing is, the camera is facing down now. But I'll tip it a little bit so maybe you can see it. You can hardly see it. In other words, don't bother stamping with Memento either. If it would work with the classic ink, I'm not sure, but even with the Memento, first of all, it doesn't show up, but yeah, it's just not worth it. So that's the second thing I learned, right? Okay. So then I did make this card. I've almost finished this card. So this is using the Regals paper. I told you guys that I was using this paper. The Regals, no, I didn't tell you. I told you I was using the stamp set, the Apple Harvest stamp set for my retreat, which is the end of September. So I decided to make a card. I was actually working on making some cards, and I colored this with the wrong marker. I meant to color it with Old Olive because Old Olive, of course, is a Regal, and I'm giving away the Regal designer paper. Instead, I colored it with the light Mossy Meadow. And it was just laying there on the table today. I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with that? I really actually loved this green, but I couldn't use it because it was, I could have used it. I honestly could have used it. But I chose not to. I chose instead to do another one, stamp another one, and do it with Old Olive blends instead. Then I thought, you know, I have this paper and I had one more sheet of paper. I was trying to figure out how to use this paper. This paper right here is one of the Regals. This is the Blackberry Bliss. You know, on one side it's floral, on one side it's stripes. The other one is like a checkered pattern and a polka dot pattern. But so I knew that I wanted to use Blackberry Bliss somehow, but it just didn't fit into my plans for this class. So it was just laying on the table, and I said, you know, couldn't these be plums? I think they could. Who said it's not a plum? I honestly don't know what a plum tree looks like. I've never really seen a plum tree. I do know that they're usually like a blackberry color, and they're one of my favorite fruits. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so I stamped on this contour die, the scalloped contour die. This is my favorite size to use. This is the second largest. I stamped it in Memento, colored it with the Mossy Meadow. This, I thought I was stamping, coloring with the soft suede blend on my branches, because in my other cards I used crumb cake. You know what? I was putting it away today. I realized as I was putting away, it's actually bronze. And I could have used any of those neutrals, you know, the new family neutral colors that have come out. The 10 blends that are light and dark in the different skin tones. I could have probably used any of them. But this was bronze that I happened to use. And of course, Blackberry Bliss. I colored with the light and dark. On my cards for class, I had used the color lifter to get some. This one, I just used the light marker, the light blend. And I just followed the, if you look at this right here, sorry, I'm never in the camera. I'm going to have to try and remember that. If you look at that, it has the shading on there. So I just used that shading for guidance on how to color. So this is the, let's see, it's white and rose gold ribbon. And I thought it looked the closest to probably copper. So this is, and the reason I have copper is because I used this label and I embossed it. And I know you may or may not be able to see it, especially if I don't have it in the camera. I embossed it with copper embossing powder. Today is my daughter's 27th birthday. She was my firstborn. Can you believe 27 years ago? I'm getting so old. Anyway, today is her birthday, and I wanted to make her this card because to me, this card is very sophisticated. So let's make sure I'm going to do it right side because I'm doing it so that you guys can see it. Let's go back in the, I've got that right there. Usually I like to have cardstock when I tie ribbon around here. So hopefully this isn't going to bunch up on me. But you know what I'm going to do, just to make sure it stays put, I am going to use my dimensionals. Here they are. I'm going to use at least one to hold my ribbon in place. No, maybe one on each side. Just to hold the ribbon in place because I know that I'm going to want this over here. So let me put some more dimensionals on here really quickly in the corners. Just like that. And ta-da, we have, boy, it's all in my head doing this upside down because it's still got to be straight, right? But for some reason, I have a hard time doing this upside down. I want to show you one more trick. This is, I saved this just so I could show you. This is one of the labels. I don't know if I have it in here. I better have it in here. Yep. Okay. This is one of the labels from these dies. Look at all these dies that you get. So not only are you cutting out all of these 3 shapes, actually 4, the apple, the half-cut apple, and the branch of apples. So not only do you get those dies, you also are going to get some so you could cut out your own branch. You can cut out your own flowers and centers, your own leaves, and there's a label and there's a scallop. And I'm going to show you something really cool about the scallop too in just a second. Okay, let me put this back. I just want to show you what I wanted to show you with this die, this label die. And I think I've shown you before, hopefully. A lot of times when I am doing something, the label is not the right size for me. Almost always. If it's too long, then I have to custom fit it. So let me see. Let me get my base and my 2 plates. And what I'm going to do is finish customizing this label. So let's see. I'm going to go, nope. I guess I want to go that way. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm really kind of rusty at this. And if Facebook doesn't get their act together and fix it so that I don't have such a hard time, because they should know that I'm not a technological wizard. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got this here, and I'm going to put this here, so I'm going to shorten it so that it's even on both ends. I've already put it in. What I want to do is just line up the stitching. Boy, this is hard. I've got to stand up. Sorry. I'm not good at doing things. I am not a sit-down stamper. I don't know about you guys. Do you have a preference? Do you stand or sit? Seriously, I guess if I'm in a class, I would probably stay sitting. But for real, I am a stand-up stamper. I have to be right over top of my work. Okay, let's see if this is going to work. Just going to run it through. And I may have to do a little trimming because I'm just guesstimating at where it's going to go. Okay. Okay, this is what we did. Okay, let me move this out of the way so I can show you guys. This is the little bit that I took off of the end. So now it is pretty much centered. I don't know if you can see that or not. You'll see it on the card, but if you notice, I made sure not to put anything that was going to be, as I was cutting, I didn't want to put the Post-it or washi tape over top of that because this is sensitive enough, this foil, that it would leave an indentation. And I didn't want to do that. So I did it on the end where it wasn't going to be a problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just pop up this label at the bottom. This is the bottom. Probably right there. And this is going to be Lindsay's birthday card. And hopefully she is out doing things this afternoon with her fiance. Yes, if you remember, 2 weeks ago, I made her fiance's card. 2 weeks before that, I actually had to make her stepdaughter's card, or his daughter's card. So lots of birthdays. My husband's is coming up soon too. So is my sister's. Anyway, what do you think? Pretty elegant, don't you think? I love this card. Okay, but that's not the one I really wanted to share. The only bit of this one that uses Splendid Thoughts is that paper, and I really wish that showed up better. I'm sorry it doesn't. Maybe I should have embossed it with black. Maybe that would have worked, but I'm not redoing it, so. Okay, so that's card number 1. Let's do card number 2. And this one also, I've done a lot of the pieces already. I'm going to show you what I did. A lot of the pieces. So this is one of the papers, and I used this for, gotta save that for a second, for the flowers. Look at these flowers, aren't they pretty? And what I did was I cut out the flowers with these 3 flowers, the 1 big and 2 little, with the paper facing down, because I wanted to have it be the purple. But then I decided I wanted to have the centers be the metallic. So I flipped it over and I cut out 3 centers from the metallic. And you can barely see it probably. Maybe you can if it's over the white paper. But anyway, wanted to show you. And then I still have this whole piece of paper. I cut this paper specifically and I did it out of the center so that I can use this for a card, because I don't want to waste any of this designer paper. I love it. Okay, let's see. So I chose this designer paper. Boy, it's hard not to get smudges on it. Kind of have to polish it when you're done. This was the center of this paper, has the leaves on the back. And the reason why I needed this was because I needed green leaves for my card. So then I decided, okay, well, I'll cut this down, and I just love this little bee here. So this is the card. I put it on, so this is 3 3/4 by 5. It was barely over some of this so that I had some of the silver and or the backside, the green, to use for my leaves. So let's do this. I'm going to... Another question for you guys. My team member Shirley said that she cannot get this glue to come out in a thin line, and she's not a glue person. She would rather use the Stampin' Seal. And I'm wondering what you guys think. Seriously, I am not a Stampin' Seal person. I love this glue, and I don't know why it comes out the way it does. I just keep it moving. I just kind of squeeze lightly, but keep it moving, and it somehow works. Okay, so this is going to go here. You know, I shouldn't have done that, because what I was thinking about doing was adding some ribbon, but maybe I'll do something else. I decided that this pink, where did I just put the pink? Well, right here. This looks closest to Fresh Freesia, which is why I chose a Fresh Freesia base, 5.5 by 8.5 at 4 1/4. This, like I said, is 3 3/4 by 5. I just did this 1/8 of an inch bigger with the soft seafoam, and I'm going to put that there. I'm not going to attach it yet because I want to make sure that I don't want to put the ribbon, but we'll see. Okay, so I've already die cut my twig branch, and what I'm going to do is kind of angle it so that the bee is going to be close to the flower. Let's see if I can do this. I actually, just before I went on, I had to dig out my sponge. This is so funny. I had to dig out my sponge so that I could actually use my silicone mat and my sponge. And you know, I'm pretty sure I left the sponge at the table, so we're not using it anyway. Okay, so we're going to put it like that. Just like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to move it a little bit more. Put it like that. Okay. So there's my twig branch. Yep, I'm doing this upside down, guys. I kind of knew what I wanted to do. So what I'm going to do is add, where is my silicone mat? I had it here. And it's not, okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, I'm going to do fine without it. I'm going to put just a dab on there. And I'm going to put the largest crisscross in the center. And yes, it does have a pattern to it. There is some white on that pink, so it is a little busy, but it's okay. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm going to put that there. And let's put a, you know what? I'm going to use my little dots for this one so they don't show up so much. So it doesn't. Sorry, I've got big fingers, so this is kind of hard. I'll go like that, just like that. I have a big leaf that I cut. Just going to attach that straight on, I think. You know what? I'm going to attach more than one because there's a lot of glue on there. So we'll just use that. Let's share the wealth a little bit. We'll go like that. Let's see. Let's go like that. Put that there. And then I've got 2 more flowers. I don't think I meant to angle this down quite as much as I did, but too late now. Now it's going to be a little busy again, but we'll be okay. There we go. That goes there. Little dimensional. Already has its sticker off. We're going to put that there. And hopefully not get it all over my fingers. Too late, already over my fingers. Okay, one more little green leaf. They do have an opening, which I think is why it's really hard. It is kind of busy, isn't it? because of this pattern, it might not be my favorite card, but I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to put the last flower right there. Last flower. And yep, all the leaves are down, so let's just do that. And we'll put it right there. It could go wherever I want it, right? Not bad. And then you got the little bee there. I do want to do one more thing. When I was cutting the scallop yesterday, let me show you the stamp set here. This die, it has an actual mini, tiny mini scallop on the inside. And this is what I wanted to use my sponge for. So this is going to be interesting. And you know what is really cool? I realized that this, I don't want to do too much, but I don't want to do nothing either. So this is going to, there we go. I realized that it's almost like a spring. So you're not going to believe this, but I could stretch this almost as much as I wanted. But then again, you've got to be careful, because if you stretch it too much, you're also going to break it. Okay. And then I was thinking, sorry guys, I got to do this sideways because otherwise it is not going to be straight. Okay, so let's do it, I think, like that. I can stretch it as much as I want. I'm not sure I put any glue on this end, but hopefully I did. No, this needs a tiny bit of glue right here. That was probably not the smartest idea, but I have to do it. Okay, and then I'm going to just take my paper snips, trim off the end. Yeah, I should not have done it that way. Okay, don't put the glue on the foil, guys. And I don't think I'm going to put the ribbon here, I've decided. So let me just attach this. Let's go like that. Yep, that's perfect. I'm going to use my adhesive eraser a tiny bit, hopefully later, and see if I can get it so that it doesn't look quite so messy. But anyway, there we go. I could put a sentiment there. In fact, maybe a sentiment would be ideal rather than putting it inside. I got a great idea for a sentiment. Hang on one second. I save all these strips, and hopefully you guys do too. When I cut my inserts, they're always 4 by 5 1/4, which means I always have these 1/2-inch strips. Always, always, always. Let me see. I'm going to take this off for a second because I wanted to. I'm going to use one of these long things. Hope you feel better soon. Let's do that one. When I put it on my block, I make sure I put it on my block straight, so then I know that it's going to stamp straight, even though I don't have the sticker on there yet. Okay, sorry guys, can't stamp upside down. I could try. Yeah, maybe I am stamping upside down for all I know. Nope, there you go. It says, hope you are feeling better. And then my new way to do this, just snip the end. And what I can do is put this at the bottom, just like that. I'm going to pop it up with a couple of dimensionals. And that's going to take away a little bit of that busyness at the bottom, I think. In my mind, this card looked much different. But don't we always have cards like that? Don't we always have cards that look different in our mind, and then when we get to paper, there's a little detail that we forgot, something that was too much, something that wasn't enough, something that was the wrong color, the wrong size, who knows. But anyway, here's my card. It's kind of elegant. It probably would have been better suited to a congratulations card, maybe like for a wedding or something. But you know what? When somebody is feeling lousy, I think they want a special card anyway. Okay, so I've got that. I wanted to show you though, if I hadn't wanted, I could have added it like this. I cut this out. This just happened to be an extra, but I wanted to show you the die also cuts that. And if you don't want to build your own tree branch, you can actually use the stamps and just color them and do that instead too. So all these options. And there's one other stamp, and you know what? I was going to stamp that and I didn't yet. One other thing I wanted to stamp. Hang on one second. This has the little X's at the bottom, and I don't know what the little X's are for. It would be a nice detail on the front of a card, but of course that card is just way too busy. But, you know, I said, hope you were feeling better. You know what? Thanks for, it says thanks for something. What does it say? Thanks for your kindness. That's not going to work on the inside. So what I'm going to do is just stamp this little X. And I've decided, because this crumb cake is a little busy, I'm just going to stamp it right there, just like that. And you know what? Maybe I'll do another one. I'm stamping it off, and I'll do it right at the top. Isn't that cool? And then, you know, maybe what else I could do, now that I'm thinking about it, one more thing that I could do. I'll clean these stamps in a second when I get off camera, because I'm almost done. I did like this little tree branch of apples. Maybe what I will do is stamp that in this corner. I don't know. It's going to be whatever it is. Yeah, that was not good. Okay. I'm going to make a mess of that. That's not how you do it. That's why you have things on a stamparatus. But so I can turn this over and I'll work on it and do something for the inside. But just wanted to show you that last little detail of the card. Huh. In case you guys think you're dizzy, no, it really is my stamping. So anyway, I'm going to flip back up. Loved seeing all you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I had a great time today. I honestly didn't know if I was going to feel good, but I'm good. I'm good, and I loved being with you. I can't wait to see you again next week. Next week, I am going to, I don't know. We'll see. Have a great week. Happy stamping.